always wondered that how safe is my car and always wanted to make a lock which will protect the car from theft risks. There are many ways a car can be stolen, of which this is the string method. The other one is the scale method, a thin tiny strip of steel which is plugged inside the panel. And I don't want it to install the central locking systems because as they have many risks of being disabled at times. So I came up with this idea of mine of making a lock by myself. Hope you like it. Now to start making it, the disassembling of the panels, the gear knob, the skirtings and the power window buttons necessary. Now these 4 bolts should be unscrewed, not completely, but up to half of inch. Now searching for the angles, I found these 2 angle scraps in my yard. I also needed a hinge. So total requirement for these is 2 angles and a hinge. Unfortunately, these angles are having this groove in which my bolt for the gearbox will be sliding, and here the lock will be installed like this. Now comes the hinge. I'll not be using the hinge completely, but a simple cutout of the hinge as shown, and 2 screws will be there which will holding it in place. It will be applied in this. As you can see, the screws are holding it in place and the central hole is for the rod. Now I have used the Godrej lock, which is quite popular in India for this purpose. It comes with a brass key, and the specifications for this lock for the application, it will be like this, quite holded by these screws. The hole next to the lock will be used for the rod to be inserted. Now this groove will be used for sliding in between the bolts to the chassis of the car, just like this. But it's little bit up from the bottom of the car just because of this batting, and I will be cutting it after this mark. It's a simple process. It is like hard plastic coating. It can be removed using a cutter or a screwdriver. Flathead. After all this is done, the lock can be sliding through the bolts, and you can see the lock. And if you just carefully see, when the gear is shifted to fourth, that both these holes come in the same line where the rod will be inserted. Now I have did a rough assembling of the products just to make sure everything is alright. As you can see how this is going to work, and it comes from the other side, and this is the simple concept, as you understand. And I will be marking the key lock holes on the rod where I will be making the groove for the lock. Now to get the exact location for the groove, I have to assemble it, tightening all the bolts tight enough to get the exact location and get a firm grip. Everything's worked fine. Now I got the exact location for the groove to be made, and by using a grinder I have made close to the center half of the rod groove, about 2 mm thick, as you can see. Now testing the locks. Now this is how the lock is going to work. It will hold the rod in place, and it will not be opening from the other side, how much you try. Now this is all set. Now comes the bumper part. I will be marking the holes for the lock on the bumper where the key will be inserted afterwards. It will be slightly inside, so exact marking is done and the hole is made. This is the ring for the lock. On the other side there is other hole for the rod, which will be inserted like this. A rough testing. while making sure. Now comes the assembly and the panels. After all this time, just fixing the ring inside, connecting the power window shutters, and make sure the connections are working properly. They are. Fixing the screws, everything. Tightening the knob. Now we are on completion stage. Finally, I have tapered the insertion rod from the end, which will create a smooth insertion throughout the assembly. Now, as you can see, it's a quite firm insertion, taking key, and it works properly. The gear is locked at fourth. Now you can see it's quite simple and easy and cheap lock. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.